The episode for Friday, May 10th, is anticipated. I swear, this may be the moment everything in Port Charles completely explodes because one shocking misunderstanding is finally being exposed, and Sonny may have just realized he accused the wrong man all along. But that's not even the worst part, because while secrets are unraveling everywhere, Nina could be one confession away from destroying multiple lives at once. Right now, the entire situation feels like a ticking bomb. Sonny has been convinced Rick betrayed him, and for days I honestly believed there was no coming back from that accusation. The tension between them already felt toxic, bitter, and dangerously personal. But now, Turner steps in, and suddenly everything changes. From what I'm hearing, Turner finally gets through to Sonny during Friday's episode. And honestly, I think this conversation shakes Sonny harder than anyone expects. Turner reminds him about the warnings he ignored earlier, and piece by piece, Sonny starts realizing he may have completely misread Rick's actions. That realization alone is shocking because Sonny hates being wrong, especially when loyalty is involved. And the second Sonny discovers Rick may not have betrayed him at all, I think the guilt starts eating him alive. I can already imagine Sonny replaying every argument in his head, every accusation, every threat. The damage may already be done. Even if Sonny apologizes, can Rick ever trust him again? That's the real problem here. Trust, once broken, doesn't magically come back. But things don't stop there. Because just when Sonny starts dealing with that emotional mess, another disaster crashes straight into his life. And this time, it comes from Nina. Apparently, Nina reaches out to Sonny after Brennan's collapse, and this is where things get extremely dangerous. Nina may finally admit what really happened. According to the spoilers, Nina claims she only intended to target Valentine, not Brennan. But somehow, Brennan ended up with the syringe instead, and now he's unconscious in the hospital. Honestly, I don't think many people are going to believe her explanation, and maybe they shouldn't, because too many accidents have been happening around Nina lately. I keep wondering if there's more to this story than Nina is admitting. Was Brennan truly an accident? Or was this part of a larger plan that spiraled out of control? Nina always acts emotional in the moment, but sometimes those emotional choices create irreversible chaos. And here's what makes this even more intense. Sonny and Nina barely have a relationship anymore. Their connection has already been destroyed by lies, manipulation, and betrayal after betrayal. So if Nina is begging Sonny for help now, will Sonny even care enough to protect her? Or does Sonny finally decide Nina has become too dangerous? Meanwhile, Valentin's situation is becoming another full-blown crisis. His location has reportedly been exposed, which means he may have no choice but to disappear again before enemies close in. And honestly, I think Valentine leaving Carly's house could become one of the most emotional moments of the episode. Because Carly knows exactly what this means. It's goodbye. Not temporary distance. Not another secret hideout. Real goodbye. And I have this feeling Valentine may even take his daughter with him to keep her safe, which makes the whole thing even more heartbreaking. Carly has already lost so much lately, and now she may lose Valentine too. But Carly's fear doesn't end there. Because once Brennan wakes up in that hospital bed, everything could change overnight. Carly already suspects there's a deeper conspiracy happening here, and I think Brennan waking up could trigger the next shocking revelation. In fact, Carly may start connecting Brennan's attack to Drew's medical collapse. And honestly, that theory makes terrifying sense. I think Carly starts suspecting Nina was somehow involved in what happened to Drew too. If that's true, then Nina's entire world could collapse instantly. Carly isn't the type to quietly sit back once she starts seeing patterns. She pushes. She corners people. She forces confessions. And Nina may finally crack. The biggest question is this. If Nina admits Drew's condition was caused by an attack, does she expose her daughter too? Or does Nina sacrifice herself to protect her child? That's the kind of secret that could destroy an entire family. But while all of this is unfolding, another storyline may become even darker. And honestly, this one could completely ruin Dante emotionally. Rocco finally confesses everything to Dante, every single detail. And after Dante pressures him for answers, Rocco admits the truth about shooting Cullum. That confession changes everything because now Dante faces an impossible decision. As a cop, he knows what the law requires. But as a father, there's no way this won't tear him apart. I honestly can't imagine how Dante handles this. Because turning Rocco in might actually protect him from Cullum's revenge. Prison could, ironically, be safer than freedom right now. But at the same time, it could destroy Rocco's future forever. That's the tragedy of this whole storyline. No matter what Dante chooses, somebody loses. And things get even uglier once Dante realizes Nathan and Lulu manipulated the entire situation behind the scenes. From what I'm hearing, they pressured Rocco into silence and helped cover things up from the beginning. That changes everything. Because now Dante may feel betrayed not only by his son's actions, but by the people who were supposed to protect him. I wouldn't be surprised if Dante completely explodes once the full truth comes out. Elsewhere, Britt and Lucas are making a desperate escape, trying to get away from Sidwell and Cullum before it's too late. But let's be honest here, nothing about this feels safe. Britt may think she's running toward freedom, but I actually think she's running straight into another nightmare. Especially because of Cassius. That man is terrifying. The fact that he's pretending to be Nathan already proves how unstable and dangerous he really is. Britt knows exactly what her brother is capable of, which is why this escape feels so risky. And on top of all that, Britt's Huntington's disease could return at any moment. That's the heartbreaking part. Even if Britt escapes her enemies, she may not escape her own body. And then there's Michael. Because while chaos is erupting everywhere else, Michael may already be building his own secret revenge plan. Elaine continues her undercover mission, and apparently Michael now has intimate photos involving Willow and Chase. But here's the thing, I don't think Michael believes the evidence is enough yet. He wants more. He wants something devastating. Something that completely destroys Willow when the truth is finally exposed. But here's the twist nobody saw coming. Willow suddenly approaches Michael herself. And the second I heard that spoiler, I immediately started wondering if Willow is finally starting to suspect Michael has been manipulating things behind the scenes. Could Michael's scheme be getting exposed earlier than expected? Because if Willow catches him spying, collecting evidence, or orchestrating all this drama, Michael may lose control of the situation entirely. And finally, Tracy. Whenever Tracy gets furious, somebody usually pays the price. Apparently, Tracy lashes out and targets someone directly, and this confrontation may place a person in real danger. What makes this even scarier is Tracy's rumored connection to underground organizations. That changes the game completely. Because Tracy doesn't just threaten people emotionally, she may actually have the power to retaliate in ways nobody expects. And honestly, I think revenge is exactly where this is heading. So now I have to ask, who gets betrayed next? Does Sonny forgive Rick too late? Will Nina's confession finally destroy her? Can Dante really send his own son to prison? And what happens if Tracy decides somebody needs to be permanently silenced before more secrets are exposed? Because after everything happening right now in Port Charles, I honestly think the biggest twist still hasn't happened yet.